Seyda Neen is probably one of the best known places in Morrowind. It's the only place that you're guaranteed to experience in-game, and in the last episode, I showed you how to get the most out of this sleepy little town. But what comes next? From here, Morrowind cuts you loose with very little direction, recommending only that you go to Balmora and speak to Caius Casadus. Now, you could take the Silt Strider and go straight away, but Morrowind is about exploring, and what the game doesn't tell you is that you'll be missing out on some of the best gear in the game by taking this express route. Today, I'm going to escort you through the countryside, stopping along the way to take in some unusual quests, meet some interesting individuals, and collect some amazing gear that'll skyrocket you to the peak of early game performance. By the time we get to Balmora, you'll be a qualified adventurer, ready to start the main quest in earnest and fulfill your destiny. Now, without further ado, let's get into this second installment of Mysteries of Morrowind, The Road to Balmora. Our journey today begins where we left off, east of Seyda Neen, chilling in the shade near the city bug stop. While riding a giant insect is a quintessential part of any Morrowind excursion, the metro doesn't run where we're headed, so it's up to us to make our way downtown on foot. We're headed out to the east of town, towards the Ascadian Isles region. There are a few breaks in the hills north of Seyda Neen, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding your way. Just stick to the road, and before long, it'll turn towards the north and the interior of the island. This road is fairly calm, however you may experience the occasional rat or quama forager waiting to jump you. But they shouldn't pose any real threat if you followed our best start guide, linked on the screen above and in the description. Once through the pass, you'll see Andrano Ancestral Tomb on your left. This medium-sized tomb is involved in the main quest later on, and can easily be avoided for now. We'll be back to clear it another day. For now, stay on the road and keep heading north. Eventually you'll pass by Pelagiad on the right. We'll be heading there shortly, but before we do, there's someone we need to meet. Just past the bandit cave of Ulamusa, we'll come across a young woman, Marie Armine.
Should you need something, I will be happy to oblige.
This distracted damsel was accosted by a bandit on the road who stole her jewels, and her heart. A bandit by the name of Nelos Onmar jumped her from behind, grabbed her booty, and gave her a little pillow talk to boot. She assures us that he was quite gentle, and charming for that matter. So much so that she doesn't even care that he robbed her. She's smitten, and insists that she must find him again, and asks for our assistance in tracking him down. Clearly this Breton noblewoman has some serious hang-ups, but who are we to judge this lovesick lady? If you agree to help her, she'll give you her left glove to present to the bandit, along with her undying affections. She suspects he can be found in Pelagiad, but don't follow her directions, as she'll tell you that the town is located to the north. Apparently, her thirsty brain isn't thinking clearly, as Pelagiad is located back to the south of our current location. Now before we head back down that way, stop in at the nearby cave of Ulamusa across the road from where we found Marie. Inside, we'll encounter some light resistance from a couple of bandits that have been preying on travelers. First is a Dunmer woman by the name of Terranu. If you can manage to calm her, she offers minor training in short blade, light armor, and sneak. But there are easier options for these that we'll find in town shortly.
Now you die!
Dispatch of her and move to the back of the cave to find the brawn of the operation, as well as one of the most amazingly named characters in all of Ardenfell, Godrod Harrybreeks.
Now this is
Pod
A Nord barbarian with an interesting enchanted belt which carries a damage fatigue effect ranging from 3 to 120 points over 1 second on touch. I will note that the name of this belt contains a rarely heard archaic slang term that has several different meanings, some more egregious than others, so we won't be going down that particular quama hole. Behind him, however, we'll find a small collection of treasures, primarily a named silver bowl. Now, if you ever came across this thing on your own, you probably had absolutely no idea what to do with it, as there's no indicator as to what its purpose is. But grab it anyway, we'll be returning it to its owner soon enough. One more task to do while we're up this way. We need to take the road off to the west, around the Foyada, and through some of Vardenfell's most lush forest. For now, we can safely ignore this pilgrim woman. We'll speak to her a bit later on. But first, we're going to track down a lost ebony mine. The location of the Vasir Daedric ebony mine was lost after one of the miners summoned a Daedra that killed everyone inside. To find this place, we need to head all the way up the path until we reach the Odai River, and head east from the bridge. The mine is a bit treacherous for low-level characters, with a handful of Atronachs, probably the ones that killed everyone inside if I had to guess. All we have to do is step into the cave and leave again. We can leverage this information to get our pick of a fine selection of Daedric weapons, absolutely free. Once we finish here, it's finally time to go to Pelagiad. The town is a little bit larger than Seyda Neen, featuring not only an inn, but an armorer and an outfitter as well. Not to mention the primary purpose for its presence, Fort Pelagiad. The fort sits on the eastern end of town, overlooking Vardenfell's only landlocked lake, Lake Amaya to the north, and Lake Harrion to the south, with its river channels connecting to Lake Masobi in the east, and the Vivec Lagoon to the south, is a hotbed of smuggling activity, leading to the need for a well-stocked Imperial garrison in this otherwise idyllic countryside. We'll get to the fort soon enough, but first, we'll stop in at the Halfway Tavern, so named because it's halfway between the cities of Vivec and Balmora, Vardenfell's two largest population centers. Inside, we'll find an interesting array of characters, including a displaced Ashlander, a Thieves Guild trainer, and a devotee of Mehrunes Dagon, a far cry from what you'd expect to find in such an unassuming hamlet. Our first contact here is the bandit Nellos at the back of the dining room. Speak to him about Marie and offer her glove, and he'll inform you that for the first time in his life, he actually feels remorse for robbing someone. Secure in the knowledge that he isn't a narcissistic sociopath, he admits that he feels the same about Marie, and gives us a note to take back to her. Now Cupid's arrows take some unusual paths sometimes, and Nellos isn't the only one in this tavern to have been struck, as by the staircase, we'll encounter a Khajiit woman named Anasi. She's looking for a special friend, and seems to be quite taken with us, provided we're a male and her disposition towards us is 50 or higher. If you meet these qualifications, you can talk to her about your smooth moves and her profession. You can then give Anasi the gift of friendship, and she'll tell you a secret. There's a woman upstairs named Hordis, who's a worshipper of Mehrunes Dagon, and possesses a magical belt. Now we can't have her scaring our new friend, so let's go see what we can do about getting her to move on. We'll find her upstairs in the last room on the left. The door's unlocked, so no need to go picking any locks, though there is a small amount of gold and an iron tonto in the other rooms if you feel so inclined.
Head on.
Now you can't normally talk to Hordis, as she'll just tell you to be gone. But like many of life's awkward social interactions, that result can be dramatically changed by simply taking off all of your clothes and striking up a conversation. Her shock betrays her and gives us a chance to really get under her skin. With enough taunting, we can get her mad enough to attack us. Just be careful of her spellcasting, as she has a whole catalog of spells to hurl at you, including deadly poison. As a side note, if she summons anything, allow it to strike first, or else you may still incur a bounty due to the way such things work in Morrowind. Once she's thoroughly done with talking, we can put our clothes back on. Hordis will be one of the more difficult fights you've encountered so far, being level 15, but that's nothing a little Sujamma can't fix. Once we're good and wasted, it's just a matter of avoiding her ire long enough to get a good hit or two in.
You're dead already.
She thinks we're already dead, which makes her look pretty stupid, since she can't even tell the difference between a corpse and a Dunmer, but at least she has a nice shrieking voice. Once she's down, we can take her magical belt, which turns out to be the Belt of Sanguine Fleetness, one of the 26 threads of the web spinner, Mafala's collection of fortifying artifacts that you'll be tasked with retrieving if you intend on doing the Morag Tong questline. While not on our agenda today, I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to pick up a free 15-point Fortify Athletics constant effect, especially since we'll be kicking rocks for a while longer. With Hordis out of the way, we can assure our new friend that everything is fine, and the mean Daedra worshipping lady is gone now. Anasi will be overjoyed to hear the good news and offer to share a gift of 1 quality feather potion. She'll then ask to share a care, which will involve an individual allegedly affiliated with the Kimona Tong, based in Ganar Mok. That's a little out of our way for today, but we'll deal with them next time we head out there. For now, we're off to the fort to see a Nord and do a little business with the armorer.
Head on.
The fort is hard to miss, but easy to get lost in as well. Feel free to raid the crates in the courtyard, as they're not counted as stolen, and you can occasionally find some solid enchanted items or strong potions, in addition to gold and soul gems. When you're ready, go in the main building, straight back through the front archway and across the yard.
What brings you here, Dunmer?
Head to the back left room, and you'll find Yigfa, the Imperial Priestess and Quest Giver. She's very useful as a vendor, offering numerous restocking potions and alchemy ingredients, including all of the bargain restore attribute potions and cure potions, as well as a unique turn undead spell, Blessed Touch, arguably the best in the game, with 100 points for 30 seconds at a cost of only 5 magicka. We can ask her about the silver bowl that we found earlier, and she'll let us know that it belongs to her friend, Pirnette Belluel. The bowl was apparently stolen from her, and it's up to us to return it. She'll give us direction to Pirnette's farmhouse, and thankfully we write them down in our journal. It isn't exactly hard to find by Morrowind standards, but the directions are a bit cumbersome, due in part to there not being many easily recognizable landmarks in the immediate vicinity. We'll be dealing with that in a few minutes though, as there are some other activities in the area that we'll want to do while we're down there. If you're thinking of joining our little cult, hold off until we get done with the bowl delivery. I'll show you why when we get back. Now, if you're the type of player who enjoys stolen silver bowls, you can find one of your very own in the next room over. I'm sure the Divines won't mind too much, but the guards are less forgiving, so be sure no one sees you. The shrine here is quite handy as well, as it can cure poison, blight, and common diseases, as well as restoring your attributes, though there is a 25 gold charge for non-members of the Imperial cult. While we're at it, there's a lot of good equipment scattered throughout the fort. The crates contain various steel weapons and steel armor, so steal the weapons and steal the armor. The smith here will buy it all, no questions asked, so you won't be lugging it all around for too long. Spend enough time doing this, and one way or the other you'll find yourself in the dungeon. The door has a level 95 lock on it, but for the sake of curiosity, I'll show you around anyway. There are 2 individuals currently incarcerated here, a Bosmer Thieves Guild wet-ear named New Shoes Bregor, who's part of a quest for the faction later on, as well as an orc warrior named Morbash Groshagdub, who's serving time for starting a brawl at the local tavern and smashing up the place in the process. On the other end of the jail, we'll find the guard barracks. They seem to be pretty sloppy, leaving their gear and the jail's prisoner log laying around. Sure would be a shame if anything were to go missing. As usual, save often and avoid detection, unless you want to become a resident down here as well. We can help them clean up the place by grabbing the armor off the bed, and the broadsword over by the door. There are more crates to raid at the back of the room. I got a little carried away, but Sujamma comes to the rescue once again. The guards didn't seem to be interested in patrolling back here, so follow the passage around and up the stairs, and we'll encounter another supply stash with more crates to raid and some nice steel bows to steal if you're into marksmanship. On that note, if you need arrows, you can visit the civilian blacksmith, Ulernil, back in town. He has a fine selection to choose from. Once you have your fill of ill-gotten gain, head back upstairs and unload everything you don't need on the armorer, Shadback Burbug. She doesn't mind if we have skooma on us, and anything she won't buy can most likely be sold to the outfitter back in town, or the innkeeper at the tavern. Once you've lightened your load, head out to the south side of town and cast Omsivi Intervention. This will take you to Vivec's High Fane district. While we're here anyway, we might as well do some shopping with Danso and Dulis. She sells restocking Rising Force potions that you can donate to the nearby Shrine of Daring to get a massive 24 real-life minutes worth of levitation, or just to save for a rainy day. Now, we aren't doing a full Vivec walkthrough in this video, but the single item we're here for is too good to wait on, and will dramatically increase our ability to deal death efficiently. We'll need to head to the St. Olms Canton Plaza. There are several more crates we can loot here for even more free stuff, and none of it's stolen either, so don't worry about being spotted. We just got lucky with an enchanted sword, and as usual we find lots of useful ingredients and little bits of gold that will add up over time. Once you're all looted out, enter the Haunted Manor at the opposite end of the plaza. The name is just to scare people away. There aren't any ghosts in here at all. What is here is Slalu Counselor Drambaro, the best guy to tell about the missing ebony mine. We'll have to contend with this locked door, but an Ondisi scroll should do the trick. There are also an assortment of lockpicks laying around here if you'd rather do it manually. Either way, head downstairs, through the dining area, and around to his door on the other side of the room. It's not locked, so go in and speak to our new benefactor.
What is this about?
Beyond measure, Outlander.
He's annoyed at first that we've intruded into his house, but his tone changes dramatically when we mention Vasir Daednat. Give him the location, and he'll offer you your choice of Daedric weapon. The pieces on offer are a battle axe, staff, katana, longbow, wazakashi, or spear. If you're trying to collect a full set, I recommend the battle axe, as it's the rarest option. Take whichever you prefer, and make your way back outside. Before we leave town, I do want to point out a good housing solution if you don't have a place to stay yet. Just across the bridge at the St. Delin Canton, we'll find an empty apartment, North 2. This furnished room is perfect for the budding adventurer, so feel free to make yourself at home. The storage is safe, and you'll find yourself nearby to all the services you could need. Now that we're all moved in, we can continue on our journey. We'll be heading out to the northeast of Vivec, into the farmlands south of Lake Masobi. Checking the directions in our journal, we see that Yigfa recommended we cross the bridge near the Siltstrider and go north from there. Being the rebellious sort, I decided to travel north along the edge of the lagoon and pass east from there. You can see the bridge she referred to on our right. From here, head over the next hill and we'll connect to the road on our left. Down the road and to the east, we'll find Piernet's farmhouse, and inside Piernet herself. Somehow I doubt she's actually a farmer, as there are no crops near her house. What we do know is that she lives here alone most of the time, as her husband's an officer with the Legion,
All right,
currently
I'm listening.
stationed in Argonia, later known as Blackmarsh. The bowl was gifted to him by a merchant in the East Empire Company, and he regifted it to his wife. Return her silver bowl to her, and we'll be presented with a few options. You could demand a reward, resulting in nothing, or tell her you're keeping it. But then why did you even come down here unless you just wanted to rub her nose in it? If we return the bowl and don't ask for any reward, she'll teach you a bit about Mercantile, giving you a permanent +1 to the skill. An unconventional reward for Morrowind to say the least, but much appreciated. With the bowl safely back in the hands of its rightful owner, we can head back west, across the various islands and bridges leading back towards Seyda Neen. These road signs mark the turnoff that leads to Ebonheart, and if we keep heading west from here, we'll find our path blocked by a Dunmer bandit named Nels Lalindo.
Let me relieve you of the burden of your coin.
Now, if you're playing a male character, he'll demand 50 gold. If you choose not to pay up, he'll try to take it out of your hide. However, if you're a female character, he will instead ask for a kiss. There's no penalty to refusing him, however. He'll simply tell you to come find him if you should change your mind. It isn't that much money, and he doesn't carry anything of particular value, but it is actually worth paying him off. Kissing him I'm not quite sure about. Anyway, I give him my 50 gold, and a little way down the road, we receive a journal entry recommending that we go to Pelagiad and speak to him in the Halfway Tavern, where he'll be providing medium training in Shortblade, Security, and Sneak, making him the only sneak trainer in the game without a guild affiliation. While we're in town, we can go see Yigfa and let her know that we returned the bowl. If you're interested in joining the Imperial Cult, she'll waive the standard 50 gold sign-up fee for you as thanks for your good deed, so keep that in mind if you intend on serving the Divines. From here, there are several interesting locations to visit in the area around Lake Amaya. We'll find lots of valuables in this region, and put an end to many criminal enterprises in the area as well. A brief honorable mention goes to Corky the Guar. His owner, Lalovan Andus, has fallen behind on his rent and taxes, and will sell him to you. Corky will follow you around and fight alongside you, but he isn't exactly a battle Guar, so I'm gonna let him stay here for now for his own sake. Our first objective in the region is a big one, and it isn't for everyone, but it will bring you a massive amount of loot. I won't be going into all of the details, as we already have a full video dedicated to the location, linked above and in the description below, but I'd be remiss to not include it here.
You risk your neck.
So here's a
coming
quick
here.
rundown of the highlights in the Dren Plantation.
You will die where you stand.
What now? You will suffer greatly. Say what you want or go away. You Inwa. You Inma. Yes, sir. You Inma.
Come on, fight!
You Inma.
As you can see, we just took our build to the next level. It isn't as easy as I made it look, but it is totally doable, and won't mess up your game. Unlike the Foldran Plantation video, I left many of the individuals here alive this time, since I wanted to retain some of the local services. So definitely check out that video if you're interested in seeing all the plantation has to offer. Our next stop is the smuggler's den known as Punamu. The brigands inside here have left us 2 Nyx hounds to guard the door, so we'll have to get them out of the way before we can continue on. The path branches from here, but the left gate leads nowhere. The main prize is down the right path, past a terrifying guard rat. Be sure to bring a levitation option like the potions we got in Vivec, as there's no way out of here that doesn't require magic of the floaty variety. Swim all the way to the back of the cave, and you'll come out into this large chamber. On the ceiling, there are 2 diamond veins. The first can be reached from the water, but the second requires either water walking or levitation. Both have a chance to drop up to 5 diamonds, so feel free to save scum here. If you used a bargain rising force potion, you should just be able to hit the upper vein and double back to the previous chamber and up onto the ledge in one go, saving valuable resources. Now we're into the smuggler part of the cave, with several Dunmer in residence. Across this central chamber is a small room with another bandit.
You will suffer greatly.
Don't forget to loot the random crates, and when you're done, take the passage leading back to this trapped door. Disarm the trap and introduce yourself to the Enwas within.
There is no escape.
Take his lunch money and move into the chamber proper, where we'll find his spear-wielding girlfriend.
Now you die!
With her out of the way, we can take this fancy hand-to-hand skill book, as well as plenty of other great items off the table, plus more loot crates to feed your insatiable hunger for treasure. The other path from the previous chamber leads up to a gated door, hiding 2 more Dunmer scoundrels. Be wary of the spellcaster, as his magic packs a decent punch. Once they're defeated, we can move ahead through the gate leading back to the entrance. Now we're going to go check out a shipwreck just up the coast, so make sure you have some luminous Rasula or other water-breathing solution. The desolate shipwreck is unusual in that it isn't a small boat, but a full-fledged ship, inexplicably located in the landlocked Lake Amaya with no ports to speak of. Deal with the various fish sticks that come to say hello, and when you're done, dive down to the main hold of this sunken sloop. The best loot sits just inside the hatch. In the chest, there'll be a bit of free gold, and in the crate right next to it, we'll find a load of raw ebony. Technically illegal, but not nearly as hard to offload as skooma or moon sugar. When you're done splashing and slashing, head back up to the coast to catch your breath, and then it's off to the next target. We'll be crossing the lake to the other side of Punamu, west towards Pelagiad, on a small peninsula jutting out into the lake. On the coast there, we'll find a nice little beach with a small slaver den known as Panat. The first thing you'll come across here is a Bosmer woman wielding an axe and guarding the rope bridge.
Now you're going to get it. Arg!
Once she's out of the way, we need to look up. Many people miss this little ledge above us, but a little levitation reveals a nice surprise. There's a Dwemer halberd here if you're into spears, and able to carry another 24 pounds of loot. Either way, the sack to the side is 100 gold, and that's something we can all enjoy. Back down below, we'll find the cave's obligatory Nyx hounds doing their best to slow down the intrepid adventurer. The middle gate is trapped, which I knew ahead of time, but such is life. Behind it is a Nord who will try to fist you, put him down, and continue to the hideout behind him.
Arg!
Up the stairs, we'll encounter a spellcasting Dunmer, so send him to meet his ancestors.
There is no escape.
Strangely, he carries an orcish battle axe, so grab that and his slave key, and take your pick of the other loot in the room. There's a skill book on the table to boost your axe level, so I guess that's what he was doing. He was studying when we came in. Grab the scrolls and potions, including a nice Clovian brandy. Don't forget to raid the urn for a fine selection of randomized scrolls, and head back out to the main section of the cave. If we take the left path, we'll encounter another gate. Unlock it, and we'll come across the last enemy in the den, an orc guarding a slave
You
pit.
grow weak.
With her out of the way, we're free to release the 3 slaves down here. So at least we're helping others while we're going on a murder and larceny spree.
May you walk on warm sands.
With the crime level in the area suitably lowered, we can continue on our journey towards Balmora. There are a few areas we skipped over in the vicinity, but they're related to quest lines that we'll save for a later date. For now, feel free to swing back by Pelagiad or Dren's to sell off your excess stuff or stash it in your new plantation house, and we'll hit the road one more time. Now we can finally deliver Nellos' note to Marie.
Welcome. Please don't be shy. I'm listening.
She'll be so grateful that she'll set us up with her friend, Amizette Barquet in Telerune if you're playing a male, or Bernard Ereli in Tel Bernora if your character's female. So look them up whenever you head out that way. Now remember that pilgrim we ran into earlier?
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
This is a great time to go ahead and do her quest, since we'll be heading in the same direction for a while. Speak to her and we'll learn that she's looking for a holy place. Now, there are a lot of holes around here, but she wants a specific one. She tells us that she's on a pilgrimage to the holiest place around, the Tribunal Shrine at the Fields of Kumu. This location is one of the many holy sites associated with the Tribunal Temple, and marks the site where Vivec humbled themselves to help a poor farmer whose guar died. Vivec toiled in the fields like a beast of burden until the harvest was complete, and the farmer was able to provide for his family. If you leave an offering of muck, the shrine will grant you 100 points of feather for 48 minutes, a decent trade-off if you're intent on scouring the previous caves for all they're worth. Our reward is only 150 gold for the escort, but it's not too far off the beaten path, and it's a lovely view out over Lake Amaya anyway. Backtracking ever so slightly up the road along the shore of the lake, we'll come across this signpost marking the path. Looking towards the northwest, we'll find a passage through the hills, into the Foyada that leads up to Balmora. It's a mostly uneventful journey, minus a Kagouti and a few scribs. Just follow the road signs north through the blackened terrain left in the wake of ancient lava flows. Then take the trail leading west when you reach Fort Moonmaw. There are quite a few interesting things to check out in the fort itself, but we'll save those for another day. For now, we'll rejoin the main road leading north. It's just a quick stroll across the River Odai via this pair of twin bridges, and we can finally feast our eyes on the front gates of Balmora, its silt strider, and all of the secrets hidden within. We finally made it to our destination for the day. From here, we'll be able to join several guilds, train in many skills, and start the main quest in earnest. But all of that will be for another day, not too far in the future. So rest up and prepare for the next leg of our adventure. For now, I'll say thank you for joining us on our journey today. I know it was a long time coming, but hopefully you learned something new that'll help you in your Morrowind adventures. If you've made it this far, do me a favor and poke the buttons that make algorithm go burr. It really does help get these videos to more legendary viewers like yourself, and really makes my day. Until the next time, I've been GetShiver, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.